What's up, guys? So if you're thinking, hey, he's wearing the same clothes as yesterday's video, the answer is I am, because I've been at work for 2 days. That's the life of being a cop. So I figured, you know what, on the way home, stuck in traffic, why not give you guys some stories of the reptiles and animals I've encountered along my journey as a cop. All right, so full disclaimer, normally I bring a change of clothes to work and deodorant so I can shower in case I get stuck there. But I was going in, I was feeling good. It's Monday, right? There's no way in hell I'm gonna get stuck. And then the universe has a habit of making you its bitch, right? So today's video, I just wanted to, a lot of guys have been asking me about, like, on Instagram. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I got blue_line_morphs. I have a picture of a water monitor that I came in contact with on one of my search warrants. It's a 5-foot water monitor. I'm gonna tell that story today too, but it's gonna be the last story, so you guys gotta stick around. You like that? If I seem a little loopy, a little tired, it's because I am. I just want to give a shout out to Rob from Racer Reptiles. His last video, he poked a little fun at me. You just started a war and you don't even know it. He's my buddy. He's great. Go check him out. Rob from Racer Reptiles, YouTube, Instagram. Soul's Balls, you know, all my buddies. Go check them all out. Shameless plug. Subscribe, like, comment, share, etc. Guys, listen, we're cranking, we're cruising. I greatly appreciate it. So let's get into some of these story time, you know, with Detective Baker. So first and foremost, these stories are all made up. They're all fictional. They're not real. It's definitely not me. These are not real. So I'm gonna take you on a little journey to, this is just an animal story in general. A call comes over about a guy who has a wild squirrel in his bedroom. So we go over, we knock on the door. Guy answers the door. He's got a t-shirt on that doesn't even fit, right? He's got no pants on. His junk's hanging out. He's just one of these really rich, entitled guys, right? He's like, it's in my bedroom. We're like, all right, sir, where's your bedroom? So we go upstairs, right? We get to this guy's back bedroom. It's got these big vault ceilings, right? The 12-foot ceilings in the old brownstones in Brooklyn. Oh, someone's getting pulled over. So these big vault ceilings, the big doors. Open the door and you hear it. You hear it scrambling around, right? So the guy's like, what are you guys gonna do? My partner looks at him and goes, my partner's a bow hunter. He'll take care of it. I'm like, what the fuck? What does me hunting bow, what does me hunting deer with a bow have anything to do with catching a squirrel? But in my head, I'm like, you know what? You're goddamn right, all right? I got this squirrel. I'm tough. I can handle it. Okay, so we're trying to catch this thing. I'm trying to devise a plan here. I'm like, all right, I don't want to get bit by this squirrel, right? Because I know it's got teeth. I know it can be probably pretty nasty. So I'm like, Bobby, this is what we're gonna do. His name's Bobby. Open the door, open the window, right? There's a tree right outside, so all you know, crazy PETA people, the tree's right outside. I'm not gonna toss this thing 3 stories down. So I'm gonna close the door. Let's keep this thing corralled in here. Let's open this door. I'll open this window. He's like, all right, what do you want to do? So I'm like, all right, we're trying to catch this thing. We're moving furniture around. We're moving shit around. I'm out of breath already, right? I'm chubby. I'm 300 pounds. I'm already out of breath. This thing's getting the best, so we can't find this thing. Finally, we find it. So his headboard, he has, it looks like little bars. It almost looks like a jail cell. So I'm looking at it. Now, this squirrel's on the other side, okay? It's holding on, right? It's like balancing between these two things. He's looking at me like a perp looking through a jail cell. So it's like a showdown, right? I'm looking at him. He's looking at me. I got one hand on my gun. It's like the Wild Wild West old school movies, right? He's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, all right, well, don't fucking move so it takes off. So it slowly moves its way to the top. I'm like, all right, Bobby. I grab like this towel. This guy gives me a towel. I'm like, listen, just tap it in the butt with your baton, okay? You know, our expandable ass. So I'm like, tap it in the butt, get on top of the thing, I'm gonna grab it, all right? This thing must be clairvoyant or something, because we tap it in the butt, what's it do? It springs right at me. So also this thing jumps on my uniform, it's running all over the place, right? Bobby's got his baton in his hand. I'm like, yo. I'm like, don't you fucking swing that thing at me. He throws that down, he grabs the pillow and crushes me with a pillow. Mind you, this thing's long gone, so my partner just blasts me with a pillow. I look at him, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Now, mind you, at this point, I'm sweating, I'm out of breath, my vest is coming undone, I'm missing a magazine, right? So finally, we get this thing in the corner, I take it with a towel, I throw it into the tree, it tries to scramble to come back in. I have no idea why, to be honest with you. We close the window, we open the door, and the guy's standing there. He got clothes, now he's got a robe on now, right? Now he's got some type of like couth. So he's got the robe on, he's looking, he's like, where is it? Like, we got it out. Now, mind you, my partner goes, you got it out. I'm behind him. I'm huffing and puffing. I'm drenched in sweat, right? My uniform's like unbuttoned down to here. Like, my vest is undone. It was an absolute disaster. So he goes, what do you mark it? What do you want to mark it? I'm like, just mark it 90 yellow. 90 yellow means like unfounded. I'm like, I'm not telling people how I just got bested for half an hour of a goddamn squirrel. All right, let's jump into some reptiles. I have a lot of stories with this stuff, guys, but we went on a search warrant one day, and there's a bunch of tanks in this room, and people for some reason tend to hide contraband in animal cages. I guess maybe most people won't go in there, or I don't know. Firearms, narcotics, they bury it in ferret tanks or iguanas or turtles, all types of stuff I've seen. So we go into this room, and obviously I was kind of, look, the cop never turns off. I'm looking at people. I'm not even in my jurisdiction. What was I saying? So we go in this room. Now, honestly, I was kind of like jealous, right? The guy had this big back wall and all these tanks. He had tegus and snakes and a couple ball pythons in there. So we're going through them quickly. I'm going through the ball pythons, right? I've had plenty of experience with them, obviously. So I'm going through them. I don't find anything. Finally, I get to like this 50-gallon tank. It's got, I don't know a lot about them, but it was a tegu. It was pretty thick. Now, there's a lot of crap, a lot of decorations in there. So I see the tegu on the other side of the tank, and I'm not thinking anything about it. So I'm going through, now I'm watching the tegu. All of a sudden, I get fucking snagged, right? Oh, sorry, curse. I get hit. I look, it's like a little carpet or jungle ball python. It's small though, right? It grabs me. I'm like, son of a bitch. My partner's like, what's the matter? I'm like, nothing, right? Blue blood coming out. No big deal, whatever. No firearms. Let me tell you about the alligator. So when you share radio frequencies, you share with other neighboring precincts. So I've been told, I don't know. So a call comes over, alligator in, I got to corral an alligator, or like animal control, whatever. Call comes over, my partner and I are like, interesting. I'm on patrol at this point. This is years ago. I'm on patrol at this point, and I'm looking at him, and he's like, that's not our precinct. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, I'm not getting involved. Next thing you know, I get bit or something happens. Now, in your head, you hear alligator, you're thinking, holy shit, right? You're thinking Steve Irwin, You're thinking this giant crocodile alligator hanging out. So an hour goes by, another hour goes by, they're still waiting for animal control. I'm like, let's just go over there, right? I used to have a pet alligator. Listen, I am no expert by any means, but I know better than obviously these people because they're just sitting there. So we get there. Now, remember, what was that show on Nickelodeon? Like Clarissa Tells All, or Carrie Tells All, where she had like that, those old plastic pools, right? Where you fill with water and it's like the shape of a turtle. So she had one of those in this bedroom with this alligator. I swear to God, they must have been a fan of this show. That's what it looked like. It was like a 2-year-old like alligator. It was like this big. So we're sitting there. There's like 30 cops there at this point. There's firefighters there doing nothing as usual. Yeah, how you doing, Redline? How you doing, Porter? Sorry about that little break there. Someone called me, but as you know, I just keep it moving. So backtrack. So before we get to the alligator scene, I have my partner stop at like the local little hardware store, or like mom and pop hardware store. And he's like, "Where do you want to go here?" I'm like, "You'll see." So I pick up duct tape, right? Not duct tape, the black tape. What the hell is it? Electrical tape. What the hell is it called? I forget. Anyway, the black tape. You guys know what I'm talking about. So we get to the scene, right? There's like 30 cops there. They probably watched that show I mentioned. And I'm looking, and it's like an alligator like this big. So they're all like, "Oh, relax, don't go near it, don't go near it, relax, we have animal control coming." I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. So I walk in, I grab this thing, by its back, its mouth's open, but if you know anything about alligators, as long as you're kind of like slow moving, they're kind of cool. So I pick it up, I grab it, I tell Bobby, get the tape ready. I pinch its mouth, I push, bottom of its mouth, push its mouth up, I pinch it, wrap the tape around, and that was it. We put it in a box, like, "Oh, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, listen, no big deal. Later on, all of a sudden, the 2 cops whose job it was originally, they're on Twitter about how they rescued this alligator. So that brings me to my water monitor story. So we get intel that there's firearms being held in an iguana tank. So when I first hear iguana tank, I'm thinking green iguana, little tiny green iguana, the ones you win at like fucking carnivals, shit like that. No big deal. I can handle my iguana. So now we do what we have to do. Now it comes time to go into the room where the iguana is. So I'm picturing I'm going to come in contact with like maybe a 100-gallon tank, 50-gallon tank, couple of heat lamps, maybe a heat rock, what have you, whatever. In a green iguana. That's what I'm thinking. I open the door. I see the tail. I see a black tail. It looks like Godzilla's tail, right? It's like this thick at its base all the way down. It's about that long. I close the door. I'm like, it's not an iguana. They're like, well, what is it? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, oh, come on, Steve Irwin. Come on, Dr. Doolittle, right? They're giving me shit. So I'm like, well, I open the door again. I look, and there I see it. It's like a 5-foot water monitor. It's in the corner, and it's looking at me, and it's like blading itself. And they arch their bodies a little bit, and the tail comes around. So I'm looking at closed door again. I'm like, it's not an iguana. I'm like, what is it? I'm like, I think it's like a 4-foot water monitor. I'm like, what's a water monitor? Like, you ever see the Komodo dragons? Like, yeah, I'm like, it's like a smaller version of those. Like, all right, we're call animal control. I'm like, no. All right, my pride's getting in the way now, right? Mind you, they had just been making fun of me for breeding ball pythons and keeping all these snakes. I got this, right? It's time to shine, baby. It's time for me to shine. So I go in there, open the door up again. It's gone. I'm like, how in the hell did I lose a 5-foot water monitor in a 10 by 10 room? Now, he had like this bed where it had drawers underneath it. You could store stuff, like the bed frame, you could store stuff. So I look, and there's like, underneath the bed is broken open. So I guess they rigged it so he can go underneath there and go in these drawers. It's like a little, like, I guess a giant hide for this thing. I'm not entirely sure. So I'm looking. I open the drawer. Now I open the drawer, its head comes up, its tongue, you know, the long blue black tongue. Tongue comes up, all of a sudden sticks its head out, and its claws wrap around, right? So it's sitting there, and it's looking at me, I'm looking at it, and its tongue's just coming out, and I'm thinking, now, there comes a point where you just gotta make a decision, right? Like, either I'm gonna grab this thing, I'm calling animal control, or I'm gonna get tagged. It is what it is. So I'm looking at it. Now I know from people that have them that they could be calm, they could be relaxed, they could be jerks. I don't know this thing from a hole in the wall. What I do know is its head's pretty big. It's got teeth in there. I don't feel like getting bit. So then ultimately I'm sitting there going eye to eye with this thing. It's looking at me. It's got its hand out the thing like it's hanging out relaxing in a hot tub. And it's looking at me. So I'm like, all right, screw it. It is what it is. So I reach down slowly. You know, I'm thinking maybe I can pull away. Maybe I'm fast enough to pull away, which probably isn't true. So I get closer and closer, and my hand just touches its neck a little bit. All of a sudden it looks at me, and it goes like this. I start like just petting its neck a little bit, and it's just sitting there letting me pet its neck. So I guess they took care of this thing. I guess, you know, they didn't really mind it. Because they let it run around the house, right? It just kind of had the free reign of the house. So I guess it was really, really well trained, really tame. So I'm petting it, and it's moving closer and closer to me. Finally, I pick it up. This thing's heavy, guys. This thing's heavy. So now I underhook it. I'm holding this thing, right? Its body's like this fat. It's holding like a giant baby. Its tail's like wrapping around me. Now, mind you, a lot of the guys on my team aren't from the sticks like I am, right? They're not from Long Island or upstate. They're from the suburbs. They're from the Bronx. They're from Brooklyn. So they haven't seen this shit except for the Bronx Zoo. So I come walking out. They start freaking out, yelling how I'm holding Godzilla. One starts talking in Spanish, right? Talking about dinosaurs. I don't even know what he was saying. So, long story short, I filled up like a whole tub of water for it. And as we're searching this house, found the guns. As we're searching this house, it's just walking around chilling. I didn't see any poop, but it kind of begs the question. If that animal's that big walking around, where's it going to the bathroom, right? So, honestly, it was like a kid. It would like walk around, jump in like the water in this big like storage tub I filled up for it. It's like splashing that, it's running around. Guys would refuse to go near it, right? So I was pretty much searching by myself. But yeah, that was my water monitor story. There's a little more detail. I'm not gonna go into the YouTube. DM me on social media, I'll talk to you about it. And there's one more story I want to tell. Now, if you listen to the first couple videos, I talked about one of my first reptiles is a female eastern box turtle. So now this happened before the water monitor story. We hit a door, and the whole time they're making fun of me. It's on body camera, of course. The whole time they're making fun of me about, you know, breeding ball pythons and snakes and this and that and all this other crap. And I'm getting a little self-doubt. Before YouTube started, before I even started going to Instagram, just me thinking I'm going to breed ball pythons. Little self-doubt started kicking in. Now, this might seem corny to you guys, but I'm searching. Now, I had intel that they had like a turtle, pet turtle. I hadn't seen it. They said, be careful with my turtle. I think they're just fucking with me. I'm searching. Also, I flip over to the bed. There's a female eastern box turtle. It's actually in good shape, too. There's a female eastern box turtle that just had free reign over their house. And it kind of clicked to me. And I was like, you know what? It kind of brought back memories, right? Seeing those brown eyes and those, the browns and like the dark yellows of an eastern box turtle, especially the females. And it brought back memories, right? Memories came flooding back about when I had her, Snappy, back in the day, etc., etc. It was really nice to me. It was really cool because I had this self-doubt going into it. It was kind of like this moment of like, you know what? I'm doing this. So, listen, guys. If there's ever self-doubt, ever bullshit like that, just make the videos. Just keep it going. Do what you want to do. Do what you love. Video's a little rushed. I apologize. I got to pick up dog food. The person who called me was actually my girlfriend. Just yelled at me for making videos on the way home. Whatever. I'll deal with that in a little bit. I'm sure I'll lose that battle. As always, guys, I appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, follow me on social media. Hope you enjoyed some of these quick little stories. I'm gonna try to do these videos every once in a while. Some of these stories. Appreciate it, guys. Be safe. Always remember, watch your six.